weekend's greetings to you all out there, televiewers on Media Prime Television. You're on to the last edition of the Brief live on My Media Prime Television. On today's edition of the program, we are visiting the security meeting held in the far north region of the country by the defense boss Joseph Beti Asomo, coming shortly after two separate attacks which led to the death of at least 15 soldiers. The attacks which were perpetrated by militants of the terrorist sect Boko Haram. We equally have information that two militants of the sect Boko Haram sect were killed last night by defense and security forces over there in the far north region. We shall equally zoom on the ongoing National Women Peace Convention or Conference, which is currently holding in Yaoundé at the Palais de Congrès. The women are converging on Yaoundé, coming from the 10 different regions of the country to seek a lasting solution to the multiple crises plaguing the nation of Cameroon. Let's go find out what the French newspapers have for us this morning with ETAPE. Bonjour ETAPE.
Bonjour LASHA Kinsili, bonjour à tous et à toutes, bienvenue à cette grande revue de presse bilingue de votre émission débrief de chaque matin, édition de ce vendredi 30 juin 2021. Alors sur My Media Plan TV, l'œil de l'Afrique, commençons cet exercice d'aujourd'hui avec le quotidien à capitaux gouvernemental Cameroun, tribune qui consacre à sa grande une l'invasion de Boko Haram à l'extrême nord. Le Cameroun est prêt pour la riposte selon nos confrères. Le ministre délégué à la présidence chargée de la défense, Joseph Beti Asomo, à l'issue d'une réunion de sécurité hier jeudi 29 juin 2021 à Marois, a rapporté que le Cameroun va apporter des réponses appropriées aux récentes attaques sanglantes de la nébuleuse secte terroriste Boko Haram dans l'extrême nord. Une information que vous lirez dans la forme plus détaillée dans les colonnes de la page 7 de ce journal de Marie-Claire Nana, présent en kiosque ce matin. Continuons cette grande revue de presse avec le bi-hebdomadaire Aurore qui parle des fonds alloués à la riposte contre le coronavirus au Cameroun et affiche à sa grande une Covid-Gate, guerre de tranchées entre le Menfi et le Min-Santé. Ce journal de Michel Michaud-Moussin nous informe ce matin que Louis-Paul Moutazé est fâché contre son collègue Madaouda Malachi qui lui demande d'apporter des rectifications à son rapport d'exécution budgétaire sur le Covid-19. Face à cette situation, l'Agentier national convoque ses lieutenants et quelques médias peut-être pour tenter de clarifier les faits. En tout cas, vous aurez tous les détails à la page 4 de cette parution en kiosque ce matin. Poursuivons notre tâche avec le journal La Nouvelle Expression qui s'intéresse à la montée vertigineuse d'une pratique qui mine la société camerounaise multiculturelle, la recrudescence du tribalisme, la prophétie des évêques, c'est le titre que consacre le journal d'ailleurs à sa grande une. D'après nos confrères, si l'on assiste à une telle situation, vu l'atmosphère politique d'antan, rien ne pouvait empêcher que le tribalisme n'affranchisse la barre rouge aujourd'hui observée, en expliquant qu'il y a 25 ans passés, les évêques du Cameroun condamnaient ce phénomène et les discours haineux qui sont à l'origine de nombreux malheurs dans la société ces derniers temps, c'est-à-dire les évêques faisaient comprendre que la montée en puissance du tribalisme prenait ses sources dans les intérêts des politiques. Stop au tribalisme, c'est la solution que nous propose le journal. Mais comment y parvenir? En tout cas, rendez-vous dans les colonnes des pages 6 et 10 de ce journal présent en kiosque ce matin. Et puis terminons très rapidement avec le journal L'Albatros qui nous renseigne sur la Sonatrel et nous propose à la grande une Action Force One, bientôt une nouvelle bouffée d'oxygène. À la page 3, il est prévu au grand bonheur de population de la capitale politique, c'est-à-dire Yaoundé, l'arrivée au plus tard une autre partie de l'électricité sortant du barrage de Mainveleux. au mois de septembre 2021. Selon le journal, c'est une autre victoire de la Société nationale de transport de l'électricité sous la férule de son dynamique directeur général Mbemi Yanga. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est la fin de la revue de presse en langue française. Place actuellement avec toi LASHA Kisili en langue de Shakespeare.
Merci ETAPE Counter. Let's kickstart with the Lone English Daily, the Guardian Post newspaper. Like I did tell you at the beginning of this program, Joseph Beti Asomo was in the far north region of the country, and after recent deadly attacks in the far north region of Cameroon, military promises difficult days for Boko Haram in that part of the country. The resurgence of attacks by Boko Haram in parts of the far north region of Cameroon has raised concerns that the jihadist group is far from being vanquished. According to the paper, defense and security officials have now engaged a change in counter-insurgency measures in that part of the country. This is the outcome of a security and crisis meeting chaired by defense boss Joseph Beti Asomo Thursday in the city of Marua of the far north region of Cameroon. His visit to the far north region of Cameroon came days earlier, days after Boko Haram militants launched two separate deadly attacks in which at least 15 soldiers were killed in those attacks. More details on page 5 of this edition of the Lone English Daily, the Guardian Post newspaper. The Guardian Post is talking about measures to end the crisis plaguing some regions of the country as Cameroon grapples with multiple security challenges. Over 1,000 women converged on Yaoundé to crusade for peace. The 1,000 women yesterday converged on Yaoundé to preach peace in the country. The women are in Yaoundé for the first ever National Women Convention for Peace in Cameroon. The opening of the convention, which took place at the Yaoundé Conference Center, was presided over by the Minister of Women's Affairs and the Family, Marie-Thérèse Adbina Ondua. You can get more details in this edition of the Guardian Post newspaper. The Guardian Post is also interested in what the paper terms this morning as divide and rule politics being practiced by the regime in place. Government opposition accused of ganging up to crucify Professor Maurice Kamto of the MRC political party. The BIA regime has is being accused of recruiting opposition political parties to fight former minister and leader of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement political party MRC, Professor Maurice Kamto. Accusations in this light have been termed by observers as divide and rule tactics politics of the BIA's regime to weaken the opposition and maintain a grip on power in Cameroon. In the face of this fresh accusation is Kamto and the MRC that has remained on a coalition course with the BIA's regime since the 2018 presidential elections in Cameroon. We take you now to the Voice newspaper, which is interested in the devastation in Anglophone regions of Cameroon. Amnesty International releases damaging reports on the ongoing gross human rights violations being perpetrated by both camps in the country. You can get more details about the reports published by Amnesty International on the gross human rights violations being perpetrated by both the separatists and the Cameroonian army in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. Only in this edition of the Voice newspaper, which is also interested in the visit of Minister Joseph Beti Asomo to the far north region of Cameroon. Boko Haram terrorism in the far north region. Beti Asomo on working visit to Marwa as at least 13 soldiers fall in battle within a week. More details in this edition of the Voice newspaper. We end rapidly with the Emergence newspaper, Emergence, which is interested in the Bamenda Ekok or Bamenda Manfred Road, which is not longer comfortable now for users. We are told that passengers are stranded as separatist fighters maintain ban on circulation of vehicles. The ban is coming as a result of earlier ban imposed by on bikers by the senior divisional officer for Mason Division in that part of the country. Shortly after, 5 security officers were reportedly ambushed and killed by men believed to be Ambazonia fighters operating in that part of the country. Thank you for watching, televiewers. We are back to continue digging several layers beneath some of these major headlines that the papers carry today in the country. We are receiving our colleague of the French desk, Bomotongina Gladys. Gladys, good morning and welcome.
Bonjour, LASHA.
Your peers are in Yaoundé, as we are told by the Guardian Post newspaper. They want to seek possible means of resolving the crisis plaguing some of the regions that we have in the country, stemming from the far north region, the Boko Haram crisis or war, the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Over 1,000 women, your fellow women, are in Yaoundé. Are you positive that the meeting will bring forth something that can quench or put an end to the bloodshed that we have in some of our regions today?
Ok, merci beaucoup LASHA Kinsley. Et rapidement, je vais commencer par applaudir l'initiative de ces femmes parce que il faut beaucoup de courage, beaucoup de force pour organiser un séminaire comme celui-là et puis avoir autant de femmes qui participent. C'est quelque chose à véritablement à applaudir. Mais maintenant, la question de savoir si cette rencontre sera productive à la résolution des conflits dans nos différentes régions du pays au jour d'aujourd'hui, j'aimerais bien aussi poser la question à savoir si le grand dialogue national a porté des fruits à cette crise que nous avons dans notre pays au jour d'aujourd'hui. Donc le plus important n'est pas on ne va pas se limiter à discuter, à parler, parce que à la fin on s'est rendu compte que à parler, rien ne change. Donc l'heure est aux actions. L'heure est aux actions. L'heure est aux actions où il faut prendre le taureau par les cornes. C'est bien beau de s'asseoir, de bavarder, de présenter des faits et tout, mais est-ce que ça va apporter la solution?
The presence of the minister, you know, women play a key role when it comes to, you know, influencing men to take certain decisions, as we all know that men, most of whom are in position of power, the whole positions that have to do with taking major decisions. These women often suffer when there's conflict. Most of them, either their children are killed, their husbands are killed, they are raped, you know. So women coming forth to, you know, to strategize on coming out with ways that they can propose to their men to stop the conflict. Is it not a welcome initiative?
It's a good,
knowing that we have
initiative.
Government officials who were represented at the set meeting, or which began yesterday in Yaoundé. So don't you think, aren't you positive? Because the way you speak, somebody listening to you will think that
we are in Cameroon. We are
hope.
not out of the country. We are in Cameroon. And we know how things are working in Cameroon. It's not a new thing. So it's very good to organize something like that. It's something to appreciate.
It's the first ever conference or convention being organized by women in the country.
As I've said when I've started, it's something to applaud. But we are in Cameroon. And those things don't work in Cameroon. I'm sorry, but that's the thing. That's
don't
the
you
reality.
think there could be a starting point? It could start with the women. If things are not been moving, don't you think women...
LASHA Kinsley, things are going to move when the administration of Cameroon will want things to move at the end of the day. We can organize the whole world meeting. At the end of the day, if they don't want it to come back, it will not come back. So the only thing that we have to do, it's not as if they don't know strategy or whatsoever to make that particular crisis stop. No.
You know, it's not only about the phone crisis. We equally have...
I understand we have Boko Haram.
Yes.
So it's not like they don't have strategies. No. But at the end of the day, are they really focused on those problems? That is the thing. We can propose 100 billion ideas. If they are not focused, nothing is going to be done. Nothing. At the end of the day.
So who has the knife and the yam? Is it not the Cameroonian people? Like we've seen the women meeting in Yaoundé. Are they not the ones who have the knife and the yam to pressure the government and
we cannot pressure the government at the end of the day, because that's what the secessionists are trying to do, but it's not working for more than for 3 years now. It's not working. So we can see that our government is not a government that we can pressure. It's not possible.
So what is the solution?
They have the solution. They have the solution at the moment.
If they have the solution, they don't want to provide the solution.
The problem is the focus.
Because
the problem is the
focus.
focus.
You saw the report of Amnesty International.
Yeah.
The satellite images released concerning the crisis since it went military in 2017. The satellite images are scary when you look at them.
Yeah.
And the report, you begin to ask yourself, is it not time for us to stop it now?
That's the worst part of the story when as far as war is concerned in the country. That's the worst part of the story.
The war. Who are we fighting? Fighting ourselves?
We are fighting ourselves for denomination that white people give us. That's the worst part of the story. And I think that our children and generation after us are going to like downlook us. I'm sure of that, because they will be like, oh, so our fathers were fighting because of a denomination that white people gave us. It's so funny. It's really funny.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Joseph Beti Asomo is just back from the Far North region, and shortly, just few hours after he left the Far North region of the country, we are hearing that there was another confrontation between the military and the militants of the terrorist sect Boko Haram, which finally led to the death of 2 of the assailants, or the militia over there in the Far North region. And we were told that the Minister of Defense has strategized. There are new rules or regulations or new guidelines that have been handed to the defense and security forces, top brass of defense and security forces over there in the Far North. A few hours after that confrontation, and this time around, thank God no soldier died, but the assailants.
It's unfortunate that our regions in Cameroon are facing those kind of situations. It's really unfortunate, and we have a lot of civil people that they are the ones suffering the most, because they are forced to leave their land. They are forced to, some are raped, some are killed, and whatsoever. And at the end of the day, we are asking ourselves, till now, who is Boko Haram? What is their goal? What are they wanting? That's the thing. We don't even know who is Boko Haram. Till now, we don't know what they want. We are talking about...
No, they want an Islamic state.
Wow.
They want Western education.
Islamic world.
They want Sharia law to be...
Wow. It's quite amazing. Yes. It's quite amazing that you take arms, to impose your religions on people. It's really embarrassing, but at the end of the day, we can just applaud our militaries that have been able this time around to face them.
Okay.
De ces problèmes de sécurité, sans aussi faire allusion à quelques mœurs qui rendent la société très malheureuse.
Okay.
Alors, l'on parle ici du tribalisme, dit-on, la montée vertigineuse de ce phénomène dans la société camerounaise résulte du fait que il y a de cela 25 ans, malgré les situations qui se pointaient, on n'a pas pu des mesures pour stopper cela. Alors, dit-on, c'est la prophétie des évêques?
Je ne maîtrise pas très bien ce sujet, mais à la question du tribalisme au Cameroun, c'est quelque chose qui existe depuis longtemps, et c'est parce que jusqu'ici, on n'est pas arrivé à comprendre en fait que nous sommes la même personne. On n'a pas réussi à accepter que nous sommes un. On n'a pas réussi à accepter qu'on vient de la même source. C'est ça en fait le problème. Et les raisons, comment je vais dire, capitalistes ont amené les uns et les autres à se comporter d'une manière ou d'une autre bizarrement vis-à-vis de celui qui n'est pas de la même tribu que lui. C'est triste, mais c'est ce qu'on vit. Et là, je pense que la seule manière pour laquelle on puisse sortir de là, c'est qu'on recommence à comprendre, à mettre l'humain comme priorité et à comprendre que nous sommes un et indivisibles.
Quel intérêt y a-t-il lorsque les politiques se permettent à, n'est-ce pas, c'est-à-dire tenir des discours tribalistes? Il y a quel intérêt là-dedans?
Le problème part de la source. Le problème part de la source. Ces ministres, avant d'être ministres, sortent de quelque part. Donc, quelle est l'information qu'ils ont reçue là où ils étaient quand ils étaient jeunes? Ils grandissent avec. C'est pas comme si ça meurt en chemin.
Mais il y a les lois, non? There are laws.
Il y a des lois.
Why are people not respecting laws?
Il y a des lois, LASHA Kingsley, mais on ne peut pas aussi enlever le fait que l'habitude devient une seconde nature. Peu importe le rang social que tu occupes, lorsque tu as une habitude, elle revient au galop. On chasse le naturel, il revient. C'est comme ça, c'est automatique. Donc le véritable problème, c'est une histoire de travail sur notre mentalité, sur notre compréhension de l'humain, sur notre compréhension de notre vis-à-vis. C'est ça en fait le hic. C'est sur ce point-là qu'il faut travailler. Mais aussi longtemps qu'on ne travaille pas dessus, on aura toujours ces problèmes-là. À dire que non, celui-ci, il n'est pas de mon village, il n'est pas de ma tribu, il n'est pas. Et on va toujours avoir le besoin de privilégier les autres.
Don't you think that the fact that certain tribes or certain individuals coming from a particular tribe feels that, or they feel that the national cake belongs to them? Is it not what is posing the problem? And each time somebody shows his ugly head, like trying to infiltrate and get into positions that they think that is meant for people coming from that particular tribe. Don't you think this is where the problem is?
The main problem is that even if they remove those people there, we put the other ones that are thinking that the other are behaving like that because they think that the national cake belongs to them, they will still act the same. That's just it, because it's a mindset problem. It's a mindset problem. Even if they remove those people, they put them there, they will act the same.
So how do we tackle the issue of tribalism in Cameroon?
It's a mindset problem. We need to restart thinking differently about human being, our relation with one another. We should rethink.
And would that be achieved without a fair share of national cake, or trying to give equal opportunities to everyone, no matter where you come from, whether I'm coming from Bambalan, whether he's coming from Sabongari or any part of the country, people should be treated equally. Don't you think if we start thinking in that light, seeing ourselves as brothers and sisters, it is going to, water down some of these grievances that people go on social media and they are expressing, trying to tackle and target certain tribes?
That's what I'm saying, that if you try now to start looking one another like our brother, and like
not just looking but trying to ensure that people feel they feel like this is our country, we are living in the country.
This is our country. Cameroon. At the end of the day, it is our country. We have been born here in Cameroon. It is our country. Whether we are in the government or not, it's our country. And I want to take this opportunity to talk to people that the cake that we are talking about, I hate even that word. I hate it. I hate it with passion, because it's like when we talk about cake, we talk about something that we have to eat. You understand? Or our country is not something that we have to eat. It's something in which we have to invest. So the most important thing is not for you to look the part that you are supposed to eat. It's for you to look the part that you are supposed to add. That's the most important thing. And if now we start have that mentality, it will be very better for us. At the end of the day, we are going to see that we are not admiring nothing from those ministers. I'm thinking for a cut shop, when you look for a businessman doing his business, like really, when you take Dangote, can Dangote will be admire minister? Really? No, there is no way like Dangote will be like, oh, I wish to be a minister, or I wish to be part of the government because I want to have my part of cake. No, Dangote is adding, and when he's adding to his community, that's how it's growing.
So we should give to our country. That's the bottom line of what you are saying this morning.
For sure.
Rather than trying to fight for national cake, we should also try to see what we can contribute to nation building, rather than struggling to fight each other for what many people call national cake. Thank you so much for staying with us throughout the week, televiewers. See you on Monday, God willing, for yet another edition of what the papers must have said in Cameroon. Bye-bye.